What's up, students? What's up, parents? Thanks for joining me for a quick student ministry update. This one is an exciting one. I've been waiting to give an update like this for 2 months. We are entering our first phase as a student ministry of regathering, and I'm so excited about it. Like everything else in our world, as we talked about and as we plan on how to regather together to meet, it will happen in stages, and things will look very different than what you're used to. And so I'm hoping you'll pay close attention to this video. I'm going to be sending out information through text message and email as well to parents and students alike. But here's how things are going to work. This Wednesday, I'm inviting all high school students to join us for an outside youth group time. If you're in middle school, if you're a student who can't make it this Wednesday, don't panic. We will still live stream. So it's going to look a lot like church did this last Sunday morning, where we have church outside with people gathering together, but we also live stream so everyone from home can also see in and be a part of what is going on. This week, we're only inviting high school students just because we want to get a feel for what it's going to be like to have everybody together, because there are a lot of protocols that we're going to have you follow to make sure that everybody stays safe and healthy. And assuming that goes well this Wednesday, then we plan to hopefully the next Wednesday open that up to all other students. It just depends on what we learn, and we're going to take it slow and make sure we're being smart about how we do things. So high school students, here's what's important. Even middle school students watching this, everybody, here's what's important for this Wednesday. Because we're meeting in person, we're changing the time. So youth group is going to happen at 6:30 this Wednesday, 6:30, not 7 o'clock, 6:30. And here's why. We felt like we had a responsibility to make sure our small groups can still meet and that we're not trampling on that happening. And because we're not ready to meet as small groups in person yet, those need to continue happening on Zoom. Most, not all, but most of our small groups are meeting on Wednesday night after youth group. So we're going to meet from 6:30 to about 7:30 outside, and then the small groups can begin after everybody gets home. We'll give everybody a chance to get home, and small groups will start probably roughly around 8 o'clock is the plan. So that's why we need to move it just a little bit earlier. We're also going to keep our gathered services a little bit shorter than our live streams have been. Number one, so everybody can get home to their small group time. Also, it's supposed to be pretty warm this Wednesday, and it's Texas, so as we go on, we're going to have more and more of these really warm Wednesdays, and I don't want everybody to have to sit outside in 100-degree heat for an hour and a half. So my recommendation, or what I ask from you, is that you show up 10 to 15 minutes early so that you can find a seat appropriately spaced out from one another. I encourage you to bring your own lawn chair. We will have some pre-sanitized metal chairs available if you need one, but it'd be a lot easier and safer for everybody just to bring their own chair. And we'll have our leaders stationed around the perimeter of our meeting space just to kind of keep an eye on everybody. And we will have everybody take their place. We'll have our time of worship, our game, our message. Everybody will just stay in their spot. You'll stand up for worship. You'll sit in your seat for the message time and the game time. Enjoy being together, seeing one another. But I have to ask you, students, to just keep in mind that you have to be smart. Just because we're together again doesn't mean everything is as it was. We all know that the world we live in requires us to take some extra steps to ensure everyone's health and safety. And so I'm going to ask you not to physically touch one another, not to shake hands, not to high five, not to hug, any of that kind of stuff. We need to avoid all of that on Wednesday nights. And there are going to be some consequences. You all know that I try not to be overly strict with youth group, try to be as laid back as possible, but in times like this especially, we have to be very strict in some certain areas. So anyone who can't handle the rules is going to get a warning, and after they receive a warning, if they're found to not be handling the rules again, I'm going to give their parent a phone call and discuss what's going on with their parent. And if it happens a third time, we're going to ask you not to come back the following week. And beyond that, if we still have more problems, you'll be asked just to watch from home until the restrictions loosen. I want to make sure to put that out there in everything that we say and do so everybody knows what is expected. This is a great honor that we have in the craziness of the world today, that we get to gather even in this manner, and we have to be smart about it, and we have to take advantage of what we can do and be smart about what we can't do. So that's why we're going to have some pretty tough rules in place. But you're going to be able to gather up and stand in a circle and chat with your friends and your youth group and your small group leaders. You're going to be able to sit in your chair and be a part of youth group, not on a screen, but together. And I'm so excited about that. I think it's going to be awesome. And hopefully, as we see the world continue to monitor this whole coronavirus thing, we'll see some improvements. Hopefully, we'll see some treatments come out, and those restrictions over time will be loosened more and more. So just to recap real quick, this Wednesday, high school students, please join us for youth group. Obviously, we want to make sure that your parents are 100% okay with that. So if your parents haven't okayed it, don't come. Talk to your parents first. But if your parents say, yeah, please come join us for youth group. Bring a chair with you. We'll have you sit appropriately spaced out outside. We'll run youth group for about 45 to 50 minutes because of the heat and because we want people to get home for their small groups. And everybody else can watch at home on the live stream. Live stream is not going away anytime soon. That will be available if someone doesn't feel comfortable coming, or if someone's sick and can't come, it'll be available for you. We will have some hand sanitizing stations set up around. We will have the bathrooms in Building A open with a leader keeping an eye on that and sanitizing everything after each use. We will do everything that we need to do to make sure everyone is safe and healthy, as long as y'all do your part as well when you show up. I am just so excited. It's going to be so cool to see all of you here again. I cannot wait. So students, I hope to see you here on Wednesday nights, high school students and middle school students. I know it stinks you have to wait a week, but you will be here very soon, I promise, and I cannot wait for that. Really, really excited about this. Please let me know if you have any questions. Hit me at greg@hazehills.com, give me a call, send me a text message, and we will discuss this further. If you have any concerns, questions, comments, input, I would love to hear from you. All right, guys, God bless. See you on Wednesday.